Hello, my lovely learners. Welcome to Joy Learning Basic Classroom. My name is Eric Owusu. You can also call me Sir Love Ghana. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV, to watch most of our videos over there. All right, so today's lesson is for Basic 4. Basic 4. And let's look at our topic for today. Organs of digestive system and their functions. Organs of digestive systems and their functions. So let's look at objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to 1. Explain the term digestion. 2. State the parts and the functions of various organs of digestive system. And state the 3 major types of food our body relies on. 4. State the enzymes responsible for breaking down food substances. Lastly, mention the end products of digestion. All right, so let's continue. Now, when we talk of digestion, what is it? So we say digestion is a process whereby complex food substances are broken down by enzymes into smaller components which can easily be absorbed into the body. The process whereby complex food substances, when we say complex, large food substances are broken down by enzymes into smaller components which can easily be absorbed into the body. So when you eat, the food that we eat must be broken down into smaller components before our body can absorb them. Now, our body relies on 3 major types of food. So let's take note of this one: carbohydrates, fats and oil, and proteins. So it is these food substances that when we eat must be broken down so that our body can use it and provide us with energy to do our things. Now, during digestion, these foods are broken down by substances called enzymes. So it is enzymes that break down these food substances. So let's look at the enzyme that breaks down our food substances. So we have one enzyme known as proteases. So say that after me. Proteases. Amylase or amylases. And lastly, lipases. So these are the 3 main enzymes that break down our food substances. So proteases, amylases, and lipases. Okay. Now, let's take them one after the other. Protease breaks down proteins. Protease breaks down protein into the simplest unit of protein, and that is amino acid. So protease breaks down protein into amino acid. Amylase breaks down carbohydrates. So when we talk about carbohydrate food, yam, cocoyam, bread, and so on and so forth. So amylase are enzymes that break down carbohydrates into the simplest unit called glucose. Lipase breaks down fats and oil into the simplest unit known as fatty acid and glycerol. So let's take note of them once again. The food that we eat are broken down by enzymes. And these enzymes are protease, amylase, and lipase. It's a protease breaks down proteins into amino acid. So it is this amino acid that is absorbed into the bloodstream, and then we get energy from it. Amylase breaks down carbohydrate, that is starch, into glucose. And lipase breaks down fat and oil into fatty acid and glycerol. Now, digestion occurs in a long tube from the mouth to the anus, which is called alimentary canal. Say that after me. Alimentary canal or digestive tract. Digestive tract. All right, so on the screen we can see our digestive tract or alimentary canal consisting of various organs. So these organs are parts of the digestive system. So we have the mouth, the salivary glands, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. All right, so these are the parts of human digestive system. Okay, so let's look at the parts one after the other. The mouth, what do we use the mouth for? Food is chewed in the mouth, and starch digestion begins in the mouth. The saliva has special enzymes called salivary amylase that breaks down starchy food like bread or potatoes. So we say anytime you take in food and the food is carbohydrates or starchy food, digestion of starch starts in the mouth because an enzyme known as amylase is produced in the mouth by the salivary gland. The second part is esophagus. Esophagus. The esophagus connects your mouth to your stomach. When you swallow food, the walls of the esophagus squeeze together, and this moves food down to the stomach. And another name for esophagus is gullet, G-U-L-L-E-T, or food pipe. That is where food passes. The third part of the digestive system we are going to look at is stomach. The walls of the stomach produces digestive juice known as gastric juice. Stomach produces gastric juice. Now, it is the gastric juice that contains the digestive enzymes that breaks down food substances and also hydrochloric acid. So protein digestion begins in the stomach. Why? Because protein, that is protease, which breaks down protein, can be produced or is produced in the stomach. So protein digestion begins in the stomach. During digestion, your stomach produces acid that help break down food. And the acid in the stomach is known as hydrochloric acid. And this acid kills bacteria present in food. So anytime you take in food, the enzymes, there may be bacteria or germs present in the food. Now we have acid in our stomach called hydrochloric acid that also kill these bacteria that may be present in our food. And also digestive enzyme known as protease that also breaks down protein into amino acids. Good. Then we have the small intestine. It is the last place for digestion of foods. The first part of the small intestine is known as duodenum. So say that after me, duodenum. It works with the juices from the liver and the pancreas. The second part of the small intestine is known as ileum, where food gets absorbed from the intestine and into our body through the blood. And the process is what we call assimilation, where the food that has been broken down into simplest units gets absorbed into the body, so that our body can use it for us to get energy to do our things, for you to walk, write, do all that I want to do. So we say the last place for digestion of food is the small intestine. Now, the liver produces what we call bile. Bile, which is stored in the gallbladder. Now, the bile helps to break down fats and oil. And the bile is produced by the liver. And the bile is stored in gallbladder. The pancreas also produces pancreatic juice. Say that after me. Pancreatic juice. Now, it is the pancreatic juice that contains these digestive enzymes. Remember, we've talked about digestive enzymes. 3 main digestive enzymes that breaks down food substances. We talk about proteases, amylases, and lipases. Okay. Now, the large intestine, another name is colon. Colon. The large intestine, the purpose of the large intestine is to absorb excess water and salt from the undigested food. Now, when after the food substances have been broken down into simplest units, the undigested food gets into the large intestine. Now, this large intestine, digested food contains salt and some water. So the undigested food is stored as feces in the rectum for some period of time, and it comes out of the body through the anus. So remember, the purpose of the large intestine is to absorb excess water and salt from the undigested food. And then the rest gets into the rectum, and then finally comes out from the anus. All right, so let's look at the parts again. So, of the digestive system, the parts of digestive system, or the organs of digestive system. So, we have the mouth, the salivary glands. Remember, salivary glands produces salivary amylase that breaks down carbohydrates or starchy food. So we have the esophagus. Another name for esophagus is food pipe. You can mention food pipe or gullet. G-U-L-L-E. We have the liver, stomach, gallbladder. So the liver produces what we call bile. And I said bile helps to break down fat and oil. And it's this bile that is stored in the gallbladder. So we have the stomach, the pancreas. And we said the pancreas produces what? Pancreatic juice that contains these digestive enzymes. We have the small intestine, the last place where digestion ends. And the food is absorbed into the bloodstream for us to get energy from it. Then the large intestine. So the large intestine is where undigested food, the food that doesn't get digested, gets into. And the excess water and salt from it is absorbed into the blood. And the rest get into the rectum and then come out as feces. All right, so let's look at the digestion process flow chart. So one, we have the mouth. Then you go to esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So this is digestion process flow chart. That's the main part where all the food that we eat passes through. So the end products of digestion and their uses. Remember, we talk about the simplest unit of the food substances. So carbohydrate, the end product, we have glucose, and that is what the body uses. And what do we use the glucose for? Our body. So glucose produces energy for the body. Produces energy for the body. Now, fatty acid and glycerol, they're the simplest unit of fat and oil. And what do we use the fatty acid and glycerol for? Also provides energy for the body. And then amino acid, that's the simplest unit of protein. Is that for? It repairs worn out body tissues. So your dead body tissues can be repaired by amino acid. 2, used in the formation of enzymes and hormones in the body. Good. So let's do this simple exercise. Take your exercise book and pen. You have only a minute. You are to name the following parts of the human digestive system. Name the following parts of the human digestive system. You have only a minute. And I'll be right back after the 1 minute. All right, so welcome back. Let's look at your answers. Very simple exercise. Well done. So we have the mouth, the various parts are the mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So these are the parts. I hope you were able to get everything correct. You've done well. Now, what have you learned today? We talk about digestion in humans. And we say digestion is the process whereby complex, when we say complex, bigger or larger food substances are broken down by enzymes into smaller components so that your body can absorb it. We said our body relies on 3 major types of food. 3 major types of food: carbohydrates, fats and oils, and proteins. Carbohydrates, fats and oils, and proteins. During digestion, these foods are broken down by substances called enzymes. And the digestive enzymes are the 3 main. We have 3 main digestive enzymes. We have the proteases, amylases, and lipases. So proteases breaks down what? Protein. Then carbohydrate food are broken down by amylases, and fats and oil are also broken down by lipases. All right, so protease break down protein into amino acid. Amylase breaks down carbohydrate into glucose. Lipase breaks down fat and oil into fatty acid and glycerol. We also talk about food substance and the end product of digestion. Starch broken down into glucose, protein into amino acid, fat and oil into fatty acid and glycerol. We also look at the various parts of digestive system: mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, gallbladder, large intestine, small intestine, and anus. We also look at end product of digestion and their uses. So glucose produces energy for the body. Fatty acid and glycerol provides energy for the body. Amino acid repair worn out body tissues and used in the formation of enzymes and hormones in the body. All right, my lovely learners, this is where time will allow us, but you will not go without this assignment. So take your pen and the exercise book and do this work. 1. Explain the term digestion. You have to explain the term digestion. And 2. Write down the flow chart of the digestive system in humans. Write down the flow chart of the digestive system in humans. And 3. Draw the digestive system of humans and label the parts. Draw the digestive system of humans and label the parts. Lastly, name the 3 main enzymes that break down food substances during the process of digestion. Name the 3 main enzymes that break down food substances during the process of digestion. Do this work and send it to us at joylearningtv@myjoyonline.com. joylearningtv@myjoyonline.com. So you have just a minute to write this assignment. Well, my lovely learners, this is where time will allow us. Do the assignment and send it to us at joylearningtv@myjoyonline.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV, and watch most of our videos over there. Till we meet again, this is your science facilitator, Eric Owusu. Remember, joy learning, keep learning. Bye-bye.